Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome, press, members of the community. I'm Eleni Loizu, President of the Kingston Uptown Business Association, also known as KUBA. We are here today standing at the site for the future of the Kingstonian project. As most of you know, I have been a supporter of the Kingstonian project since its inception, as well as many of my fellow KUBA members that are here today. We believe the Kingstonian, along with its tenants, hotel guests, restaurants, and shops, will boom to the uptown economy and will breathe fresh life into our neighborhood. Mayor Noble has been instrumental in this project, which is part of his vision of the Stockade area. In 2017, the mayor successfully secured a $10 million grant for the city of Kingston to revitalize our beloved uptown neighborhood. Many of the DR projects that were funded are now getting underway. We will soon see improvements to the Andretta Pool, the Steed Stadium, as well as the rehabilitation to the Frog Alley Historic Site, and grants for the facade enhancements to our historic buildings. One of the biggest projects to result from the DRI is the Kingstonian, which will provide much needed parking to the business district, and an open air plaza, and an ADA accessible crosswalk to the Kingston Plaza. Mayor Noble has truly been a champion on this project to our city and an advocate for growing our community in smart ways that benefit all. I am thrilled today to introduce our mayor, who will be sharing some exciting news on the Kingstonian project. Thank you, everyone, and now welcome Steve Noble.
Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming out today and joining us. This is a beautiful day in the historic Stockade District. We had an opportunity today to really witness many rebirths, one of which I just left an event at Kingston Hospital as part of the Mary's Avenue campus. We just announced to be able to literally rebuild our healthcare system here in Kingston and Ulster County. And so I think another important piece of our community, other than health, is housing. Housing is such a critical need, and we have seen that. And when we proposed in 2017 to be able to bring together a variety of private partners with the state's assistance to be able to have what we believe will be a transformational project in Uptown Kingston, what we now call as the Kingstonian. It was designed to be able to bring parking, to be able to bring apartments, to be able to bring commercial space, and most of all, be able to continue to build community in what currently is an eyesore and one that is giving nothing back to this beautiful historic district. And so over the last 2 years, myself and the development team have been working really closely with the community to make sure that this project is exactly what we need. Now in 2017, I envisioned we need parking, we need more hotel rooms, we need more people living in the city. But one of the things that we saw was that we also need housing that is affordable at all different levels. And so through our work, and I want to thank our partners at the Office of Housing and Community Renewal, as well as the development team. We're here today to announce that we are now going to be able to build an additional 14 units in the Kingstonian project to be able to be affordable workforce housing. These 14 units are going to be a mix of units. This will allow for folks with different income ranges to be able to afford to live in this beautiful new building that we hope will be able to be constructed here on this site. One of the things that is important when we develop these projects is that we take into consideration the ability for our community to grow. And we recognized that in order to do this, the building needed to grow. And we were able to work with the partners to be able to add another floor to the building. You'll see that in the designs here. And in a moment, I'm going to introduce Joe Benora to be able to just come up and say hello and to talk a little bit about it. But I really just want to emphasize, that this has been a team approach. We've been working since February of 2018 with our partners at the state, with our partners in the nonprofit world, listening to them, listening to what programs exist, listening to what subsidies exist, listening to how the low-income tax credits work, and recognizing that this is a very unique project. And it's a project that doesn't qualify for any of those. And so in order to do this project, it really has been completely dependent on the developers to step up and invest their own private money to be able to subsidize these apartments, to be able to make a variety of housing units in this building that will fit a variety of incomes. And I think that that's really important, and I think it's something for us to take note. And so with that, I would like to call up Joe Benora. Joe?
Thank you very much, Mayor Noble.
We don't touch the podium. That seems to be the thing.
Okay, the magic, no magic touch today. So I just want to say thank you very much to Mayor Noble. This has been an exciting time for us. We've been working on this project for a few years now, and we've been listening to the community the entire time. It may not seem like it at times. There's been tones of combativeness coming our way, but we've been listening. The challenge, and I believe Mayor Noble pointed this out, is that fitting affordable housing into a mixed-use building like this, there are no readily available grant programs that do that. If you were building an all-affordable building, no problem. There's multiple grant programs to do that. But when you want to put a percentage of affordable units into a market rate building, there's not an existing program out there that is set up to do that easily. So, as we've been going through the process, we've been working on a number of different things. We've been working on the architecture, the traffic studies, the overall scale, mass, look and feel. And as, excuse me, as we made it through the last round of the planning board and all the public hearings and the Historic Landmark Preservation Commission meetings, we came up with a design of a building that allowed us to add a small section of another floor. So essentially along Schwank Drive, we have increased the one section of one part of the building by a floor that's allowing us to add in these 14 units. We added some density by adding a different unit mix. We have some studio apartments as well as 1, 2s, and 3 bedrooms now. And by combining that added density with also dipping into our own pocket and still looking for some other resources that hopefully will come along our way, we're really excited to be able to offer these 14 affordable units, and as Mayor pointed out, at a variety of income levels. So this isn't just at one specific income level. So thank you all for coming today. I'm not sure if there's anyone else that's going to come up. He's going to come back up and speak, and great. But we appreciate your support. We appreciate your input throughout this process. And what's really important for you all to know is that your input is making this project and has made this project better along the way. We're very proud of where we started, and we're even more proud of where we are right now. And thank you very much.
So I called you all here today to again talk about the Kingstonian, but to also talk about an even more bigger citywide issue, and that is the lack of housing in Kingston. We need to build more housing. We need to work together with our nonprofit partners, our private partners, our common council members, to be able to build that housing. And over the next couple of years, I believe we will have more housing in Kingston. But I think the time is now for us to be able to put into law that we in the city of Kingston will mandate that all new housing have at least 10% affordable workforce housing units included. And so I'll be supporting that effort as we work with the Common Council members to pass that legislation, to be able to get that on our books. That 10% is consistent with the intent of our comprehensive plan to be able to make sure that we don't just have affordable housing in certain neighborhoods of the city. We believe that as we build out new housing in the city, we have to have units that everyone can afford spread out throughout the city. And so I know that will be a process that we'll work through. It's a legislative process, and so I really do look forward to working with the Kingston Common Council and encourage, even our countywide officials to look at what can we do to encourage that type of commitment on a countywide basis in the surrounding towns and villages throughout the rest of Ulster County. And so to speak more about affordable housing, I would like to be able to introduce Michael Berg, the Executive Director of Family of Woodstock, who does so much each and every day in our community. And so, Michael, I'll have you say a few words.
Thank you very much. This is a very good day and an important thing that just happened. Not only did a developer acknowledge the needs of the community and expand their vision to include affordable housing, which for Family of Woodstock is probably the most significant problem facing the city of Kingston right now. But what the mayor just proposed, and I hope that the Common Council will support it, is even more important. There are groups in the community that will say, 14 units, it's not enough, but it's a start. And more important, the mayor is making a commitment that every major housing project in the community will include affordable housing. I would like to say something else, and I hope there are state representatives here to hear it. We should have integrated projects. It's not acceptable that the state doesn't have any models where it could support a component of affordable housing within a bigger unit. And the fact that the developers are prepared to eat it is an acknowledgement of them and quite significant. But it won't solve the problem unless we have models that allow us to build housing wherever we can and whatever works for our community. So I would ask the state, and I would ask our representatives to go to the state and point out that integrated housing is what we need, and it should be a value of the state. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to thank everyone for coming today. I want to thank the development team. I want to thank all of those that work each and every day to be able to make sure that our city is livable for everyone and that we are able to take care of everyone that lives here in the city. And the Uptown Stockade District is such a special place, and we believe that this will be an opportunity to be a great intersection of both new building with history and really be able to create what we believe will be a really seamless transition from the past to the future with this building. And so with that, I want to thank everyone. We're going to be here for a few minutes. If folks have individual questions, you can stay around, ask us questions. We'll be here. But again, I want to thank everybody, and hopefully we'll be in touch soon.
Well,